Welcome to episode 8 of the Askem Studios Wedding Podcast. My name is Todd, and this is...
Kelly.
That's right. We're back. It's been a while. It has been a while. I'll tell you what, in fairness, we have been pretty busy, but Kelly did say that if there was a market for our malnutrition guest who want to hear our voice, then she would definitely make this a priority. Well, now it's finally a priority. We have quite the following, Kelley Widdows, since you have our last episode actually had 533 plays. So it is international. It is all over the country. So you should...
So basically what you're saying is you listen to the podcast like 532
times, yes.
Yeah.
But that's
just
why,
to get that number.
That's why I'm so tired all the time. But while we're on the subject of accolades, I guess that's how we can say it, we are a finalist in the Love Stories TV Wedding Awards.
Yay!
As of this podcast for Best Social Edit. And we were also considered a finalist for Best in the Upstate of, Greenville, South Carolina. So
that's so exciting.
I know, because I've been telling you to share it out every day.
I know. It's a constant thing, and you're making me go to some award or something like that.
Yeah,
so.
It's a big banquet. It's a fancy deal. So, we're excited.
Do I get a new dress?
Yes. For the listeners, you have to hold me accountable to that. But yes, we will go to Goodwill and get you a new dress. So
hey, there is nothing wrong with Goodwill.
I didn't say there was.
I'm actually going there later.
That's where I get my army of Super 8 cameras from. So anyways, but
Super 8.
So yeah, we own about 18 of them now. So
I feel like it's 500.
So anyways, I wanted to get on here today and talk about identifying, just as a client, identifying us as a good fit, and for us, identifying the client as a good fit. And it's kind of a two-way street. We obviously have a process where you have to fill out a questionnaire. So Kelly, I'm going to ask you just out of the gate, how do you really, in your mind, how are we identifying just people that are good fits?
So I think just through the conversation that we're having with them on the phone, and just, I think, we introduced the questionnaire this year, which I think was extremely beneficial, just because it kind of gives us a little tidbit of who the couple is before we even get on the phone with them. And so then from there, we can kind of build a little bit of rapport as far as like asking questions about them as individuals, because obviously we want to try and match like their energy level and make sure that we're a good fit for them, because we are people and we do have personalities, and so we always want to make sure that we're looking at that aspect too, because this is a big date for people.
Yeah,
like we don't want it to be like uncomfortable with them.
Right, that's definitely true. And then on top of it, I always like to make sure that the potential clients have watched our work. We do have a very specific not genre, but feel to our films. We're definitely very family oriented, so we're always very mindful of that. And so one of the questions that comes up often is we can tell pretty quickly if people have watched our stuff or not. And so we do ask, like, hey, have you watched any of our stuff? And so we just want to make sure, not that everything we do is family dynamic. Now, obviously, if you're looking for more like the party feel, that's something that we can do. We just like to go over those questions during the questionnaire. That way we're getting the feel out the personalities of the couple.
Yeah, and I think that, there are definitely couples that say, hey, I'm really excited about like our reception and, just being able to have a good time with our friends and family. And so from there, we can usually tell like that capturing those candid moments of them just kind of being in that party type atmosphere is going to be important to them. So I think you have definitely branched out more this year in building like the teasers and things like that, and as well as the highlights to reflect more of a party atmosphere versus like, a love story. Because we do have couples that are just like, hey, we love each other and we want to show that, but they may not necessarily be super comfortable doing that in front of cameras.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with that. So we may be heavier on focusing in on, just their
like a funny moment from the speech, like the father of the bride, or like the father's welcome speech, or it's not even necessarily focusing in on strictly the party, but it's maybe trying to break the ice whenever you open it up, getting into the more sentimental moments, and then transitioning through the end of the day. Obviously, we'll ask the couple during the consult, like, hey, are you trying to make it to cocktail hour at all? Because a lot of times that photo session with, us and as well as the photographer normally takes around 30 to 45 minutes. And so during that cocktail hour, like, we definitely like to find out, like, is that important to you? If not, then, that's great. Photographer and videographer get a lot of candidates. But we just, we're definitely very geared on that. So, what are some of the key factors that you consider? We're talking with somebody. What are the key things that not consider, but stand out to you? Like, what do you love to hear whenever we do our consults? There are certain things that just light you up, like not mad either. Like you light up about.
Yes, because generally when we're doing consultations, those couples, they really make me mad.
Flipping tables like Jesus in the tabernacle.
No, I don't know. I just I love to hear like their heart, like when they talk about just like their relationship or the excitement that they may have about a particular thing that maybe especially like for brides, sometimes they'll plan things that the grooms are not aware of, kind of thing. So I like those kind of things. I enjoy hearing. I love hearing their hearts. I think that's the big thing for me.
With the consultation paperwork as well.
Yeah.
There's unlimited characters in that text spot, so you can definitely fill out as much as you want us to read. We've had that. We've had some blended families. They've expressed their joy about going into their marriage, expecting a little one. We've had people that have, in general, it's very nice to be able to just hear people's hearts, because a lot of times the photographer gets that candid session or the engagement session, and we don't get that. Now, we did have an engagement session earlier this year.
Yes, which was so much fun. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, and so those are things that we want to definitely be able to do, because we want to be able to connect with our, not just on a 45-minute consultation call. Like, we'd like to physically, connect with them too. And so if we have the availability and the accessibility to do the save the date video, we definitely like doing that. So
yeah, especially for like our fall brides, just because we could, summer is, a little bit lighter for us. And so, I think our fall brides, it's a little bit easier to kind of look at doing those kind of things. But
yeah. And so going into like, when we use our work on social media, that's just one way to help kind of highlight some of these new things that we are doing. So like the Super 8, that's some of the stuff that we're trying to highlight this year. We definitely have brought on the Super 8 camera experience. All of our teams are equipped with Super 8 cameras, so it's not just Kelly and I. We've utilized it, like we did utilize them in that save the date. And I don't know, it kind of brings a unique perspective.
I think, but again, I think
I don't know that it's for everybody.
Yeah, no, that's what I was going to say. I think that I think the word you use is niche.
Right.
But I do. I think that there's some couples that, get excited about that just because it's different and things like that. And I was not a big fan of the Super 8 when this whole thing started. I was like, if you buy one more Super 8, we're going to get a divorce.
Yeah, well, you definitely weren't happy whenever they were coming by every day by the truckload. So,
yes.
Like I said, literally, like there's probably like 15 in our somewhere around there.
Anyway, so but I like after I saw just like a whole video shot in Super 8, like just like how you put it all together or whatever, I kind of was like, hey, that is really cool.
Yeah.
But I think it's definitely, anyway. So I think, I think it does kind of make Askem Studios a little bit unique.
Well, it's definitely unique in this sense. I think we're one of 4 in South Carolina that I'm aware of. In Virginia, I think we're maybe one of 6 that I'm aware of. So on the East Coast alone, like there's very few people that do it. And for those that don't know what Super 8, I guess I should preface it with this. Anyone that's listening to this, that doesn't know what Super 8 is, it's that old 1960s camera that your grandparent had, did their home videos with. And so it has a very timeless and nostalgic feel for it.
There's literally
there's
4 sitting right in front of me.
Literally 5. There's literally 5 sitting on the table in front of Kelly. But anyways, that was by accident. I was just trying to find some stuff. But you shoot it. It takes film, so I have to send the film out to get it processed. It takes about 2 to 4 weeks to get it back, and it's digitized. But it definitely has a very cool feel to it. And then, some of the other things that we do have add-ons now that we're trying to promote via social media from time to time. So those are things. Kelly, you just want to briefly go into that?
Like as far as the add-ons?
Yeah, like our add-on stuff, like stuff we've added on, like if you're doing a first look, we can give you a first look video.
Yes. So just just basically separate videos. Do it like a first look, a first touch. Most of our packages include like a ceremony. But if you went with a package that didn't, we can always add that on. Our speeches, and a lot of times couples, I think, realize it like after the fact that, hey, I'd like to really have that in its entirety. So the good thing is that we do hold on to the footage and, can even provide that after the fact if they choose to. We kind of started dabbling a little bit in photography, which, I know has been, I think, eye-opening experience. Although I love photography, I enjoy doing it. But it's.
Well, when we say dabbling, it doesn't mean like we're just picking up a camera and putting it on auto. I just want to make sure we're clarifying, because we are open. We've opened up where we're starting to book both photo and video.
Yeah, and
we actually have one of those this weekend.
We do, yes. And what I mean by that is I'm just like trying to see if that kind of fits with like our business model, so to speak, because our business model is definitely one of focusing on being able to provide an amazing product but still be cost effective.
Right.
And so when we're looking at providing 2 different services, we still want to be able to keep within your budget, but still be able to provide a living for those that are working with us.
Right.
So I think that's kind of what I meant by that piece. But,
I feel like this year has been a little, like we've cast a couple of nets in different directions because we're growing. Now, we're still upper double digit weddings this year. Not as many though as last year, intentionally, just so we could cut down on the amount of films that I'm editing.
Right.
But at the same time, we've kind of brought on some new things that we know not a lot of people are doing. And if they're charging outrageous prices for. So we're trying to, like you said, keep that in our overall business model of being cost efficient. Or effective. You're getting more, as you like to say on the consoles, bang for your buck. So, but I really, and we took like a 7-month hiatus from doing the podcast here. So this one may be a little rusty, but I know that as we get back into them, like this is one thing we definitely like to do as well, to help highlight the personalities of Kelly and I. We'd like to bring up different topics just to share our experience. And it just helped for the couples that we have, or the couples that are looking to book, maybe give them some insightful tips, maybe as well, also just to get to know us as well. So, and this is a good way to do it. And Kelly, as always, when I bring something up, is against it at the beginning, but then she always falls in love with it. So
I would definitely not go that far.
so I mean, what do you
You just
think?
caught me on a good day.
Well, yeah, because we're getting I'm leaving this afternoon. You're leaving later tonight. You and I will be separated this weekend.
I know.
So-
It's so odd.
Yeah,
But I'm so
separated.
excited.
Yeah.
Like, I'm excited for the weddings that we have this weekend. And I'm excited to be able to work with Emmanuel and Brent. Like, I've never been with them together. I've
Right.
worked with them separately, but never together. So I'm excited. And then, of course,
Two of our kids are going to be
two of our kids are going to be involved in
So,
weddings this weekend.
one of our add-on services. Ding Ding, the video guest book. Our daughter will be manning that this weekend at the wedding that I have, and our son will actually be second shooting. He's been doing photography now for the last couple of years.
He started when he was like a freshman in high school.
Yeah, so
yeah.
he's going to be second shooting with Emmanuel on that Ding Ding photo video combo service. So
That is a horrible plug.
Well, you know me, I'm full of bad jokes. So,
That is very true.
but are there, so I mean, anything that you want to, as we're kind of landed the plane here, I know we went one direction and then I like totally did a U-turn in the middle of the conversation, but anything you want to just kind of go over just briefly as we're getting ready to head out here?
I mean, I don't think so. I think, I'm super thankful for, for the gift that God has bestowed upon us in Askem Studios. It's, I guess one thing to kind of share is that, we're in prayer as far as where we're going to continue going, especially in regards to the role that I play, whether or not I'm going to possibly looking at doing more with Askem Studios than what I currently do. But that would mean changing a few things in our lives. So,
Yes, I can finally upgrade you to a permanent full-time employee. So,
can I be a full-time employee if I'm part owner? Like, is that really how that works?
I'm just going to reduce your title to full-time employee. I'm going to strip you of that part owner. So.
I've already signed the papers. You can't do that. So yeah, I mean, I think, for those of you that, are, that follow us and, are faith-based and believe in the power of the Holy Spirit, we would love just prayer over that. That would be super helpful. But yeah, I mean, I think we've just been so blessed over, the last 3 years venturing into weddings and just, how much our business has grown. I'm so excited about a couple possibly new team members coming on.
Yeah, I forget to mention that. So we do have two.
We have two that are
in the
looking
wings
to join our team and
training the baby birds up.
Yes. I'm so excited about Brent and just all, his growth over the last year. And, he's going to kind of be taking lead this weekend and that's exciting. I can't wait to see how that turns out. And
Kelly's been taking more of a lead role as well. So, I mean, she is equal at it. All of our teams, with the exceptions of the ones that we're bringing up and, that have just started with us in the last 2 weeks, everybody is capable of shooting the wedding by themselves.
Yeah.
I feel very confident in their abilities. Everyone is doing the same work that we do.
We added Kayla this year too. We have another team member here actually in South Carolina.
Yeah, so we have two female videographers now.
Well, actually 3 because we have Vivian too. So there's.
Well, yeah, I wasn't counting you, but sorry.
Okay.
Yes, you're right.
Sorry.
So 3. Yes, we have 3.
3 here in South Carolina. Rebecca is still doing some freelance stuff for us in Virginia, and yeah, pretty soon the females are going to take it over.
Just real quick, I do think it does bring some comfortability level to some weddings.
Yes,
I've noticed here in the South, in South Carolina, we have had more church weddings, I believe, in this year alone than we've had overall 3.5 years.
I agree.
And so I think having that feminine, dynamic to bring to the day of definitely helps, because some brides and some other bridesmaids maybe get a little antsy if there's a male around for some of the beginning part. Even though we do step out of the room while they're getting dressed, it can still be a little awkward. So I love having the flexibility of that.
Yeah.
And that also applies to like Virginia with Rebecca, and you as needed if we need to split up. And so I'm excited as well about what's coming up. Like I said at the very beginning, like we've had two pretty big, like, honestly, I was more surprised about the best of nomination than I was the Love Stories TV one. But I was still pretty surprised about both. I don't want to sound arrogant. It was nice to see both of those come in back to back. And
well, I think it wasn't as much of a surprise with you with Love Stories because they kept reaching out about like so many different things.
Right.
Like there was a lot of things about our content that Love Stories really kind of took a hold of from just
we're going to be featured on Mother's Day with that same video for Casey. That's the one that we're in the best social edit for. And so I'm hoping that as of today, this is like Friday, so at this podcast we're still waiting to hear if we've won, but I'm hoping that we'll hear something in the next couple of days. But for the best of the upstate, that was definitely a surprise, because that's a nomination process, and realistically I wasn't expecting the nominations to be that many, you know. So to even be considered in the fine group of company that we are within, there's a lot of good videography groups here in the upstate for sure. And so to be considered one of the best out of the gate, it's an honor. So but anyways, so we're going to land the plane here, but anything you want to close with, Kelly? You get to see a train exit this weekend.
I know. I'm so excited.
So we have a wedding that has they're exiting on a train.
Like when I think about this is just how much God blesses us. He provides us with these incredible creative people that we get to just have a glimpse of the things that they do. Like we were just recounting yesterday, or was it Wednesday? We were just telling somebody Wednesday, I think, about like all the different things that we've seen at weddings, and just the creativity that people have to make part of their day, and
just about them.
Yeah, it's just I love it, and we really are just so blessed that that we've had this gift bestowed upon us, and that we're able to people continue to bless us. I feel like we get inquiries probably about like 2 or 3 times a week.
It's basically like 3 or 4 a week, and so that's hard to schedule in that time. But with editing on top of it.
Yeah, I think that's been a blessing, but also a curse for us as well, because there have been times when we have had to turn down couples that we probably would have really enjoyed working with, but just because we do have to limit,
right? And because of being
so book early.
Yes, like, book it.
If you're even thinking about getting married, book early.
Yeah. So well, thank you. That will be all for this episode. So once again, my name is Todd, and Kelly over there is going to give us the words of wisdom. So thank you for listening, and say bye, Kelly.
Goodbye, Kelly.